afternoon. Once again, for all the students and people from outside, we are excited to see you at Cornerstone. Today, as the workshop goes by, it's designing your portfolio using Framer. Some of you may already have a portfolio, some of you may not. So this is a great opportunity to learn from Victor on how you can get started with it. Now, before we get started, uh, most of you know what a portfolio is. Most of you might already have a resume. But now, uh, from this workshop, what we try to bring out is for you to showcase your projects, your assignments, your works, or let's just say you have something that you did on the side that you want to showcase to people. Then that's not through your resume. Resume can speak a lot of things, but then uh, it cannot portray your work. So this is that opportunity where you can see how you as an individual can brand yourself, because you're in a different country. Here things work in a different fashion. Like the famous saying, seeing is what believing is. If you don't show it to people, they wouldn't see your work. As simple as that. Now, some of you might have great projects which you have plugged in your Google Drive or maybe somewhere hidden in your computer, but then it's hard for us to see what you have done. So this is that opportunity where you can bring out the beast and show it to people. Now, although this workshop is hands-on, Victor will be showing a lot of things to you, and then you may not get time to do it today, but pay close attention. We will send some notes back to you or some content that he's going to show today so that you can go back and review. We are hopeful that we could do a second follow-up session, which where we might ask you to bring in and show what you have done so we can probably have a showcase of your portfolio, and that's the objective. So if you're not able to use your laptop today, it's completely fine. Pay close attention to what you see on the screen. Victor is an expert in this, so that's how we get started.
Awesome.
Thank you all for having me.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
So for those who don't know me, I'm Victor Dentas, the UX Design Program Manager here at Cornerstone. I'm also instructor here. So I do have some students, around 3 students from my class. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you, Career Service team, all of you for. It's amazing to have you here. And thanks for helping me organize the event. And as he mentioned, the idea is to have some follow-ups. Probably you can build a series of some workshops together, and hopefully I can have you more time. As we have a limited time, and I'm going to put my timer here on my watch. So starting now, I have 1 hour, 20 minutes to talk to you. My plan is to go overview. We can play a little bit together. I can show a process. We can talk about portfolio. But not only this, depends how we go. We can plan to have one session only about motion, one session only about responsiveness. Because I know to make this desktop and mobile size is not easy. And we can think about having specific sessions together and also feedback session. Sounds good? Awesome. Let's go then. I'm going to have some slides as always, but just like 3 to 4, just to mention a little bit what I want to bring today. Because the plan is, I want to talk about introduction, about portfolio. Today is not a workshop only about building your case study. So I'm just going to go overview. And I'm not going to be only specific for UI UX designers. I'll try to go marketing and other projects as well. We're going to go introduction to Framer. So if you never saw that before, if it's your first time, I'll try to make it clear as possible. And you're going to be rebuilding a project. Why? I want to get a reference. I'm going to show you getting a reference, and I'll try to rebuild the full homepage if the times allow us, using some plugins, using some resource. And in the meantime, I'm going to be trying to show you in the best way as possible as well, responsiveness, components, and simple details. And then I'm going to talk about portfolio review later on. Don't worry, that's why I have 10 here. And let's go. Talking about portfolio, first of all, I would say that a good portfolio doesn't show everything you've done, but it shows what you do best. Because sometimes I know we want to show everything. I work 10 years, I want to show 10, 20 projects. So it doesn't mean that portfolio somewhere they're going to be showing everything. Actually, it's a showcase. It's kind of like whenever you go to a store and you see a showcase, some elements, that's the idea as well. We're going to show, I would say seconds. I even heard someone telling me today 7 seconds, but I would say less than 20 seconds, no more than that. Is the time that someone opening your portfolio is going to be able to know about you. And if you have a good match, perfect. If not, you're just going to close. Okay, so that's the reality. As well, I would say that question means saying no to some projects, but yes, saying yes to strong ones, the ones that you show more detail. But Victor, what do you mean about that? I mean that a project, so instead of saying few, strong one instead of just average, I would say that would have three rules that would follow. And think about that right now on whatever you have in your hands, or as Arnold said, you have some projects on your Google Drive, maybe on Figma files stored there. Think about, can people see how you think? Are you showing process? So are you showing what you can do the best? Because if it's just like Figma screens, it doesn't show much, okay? Also, the impact. Does this project actually matter? Do you show something that matters? Do you show some impact for the business that you worked for? Are you able to show, even if it's a school project, are you able to show at least some improvements in numbers? Maybe it was really disorganized and you organized, so you improved the information architecture. If you're thinking about marketing, the company had a really disorganized Instagram branding, and you improve that. Can you show the before and after? Can you show percentages? And also alignment. Does this project put you toward where you want to go? I also think about projects. Let's say you have 10 projects and you're really looking for a gaming industry. Maybe you're looking for one specific target audience to work with. I would just focus on showing my projects that has alignment. So if I can do a lot of things, but I want to find a branding project to work with instead of UX research, I will try to showcase much more branding than UX. Just an example. So those 3 main points is going to help us a lot to pick a good project. Process, show people how you think. So you're not just a robot. You're not just like something really simple. You know how to think in deep. Show impact, that you can help a business to grow. And as well, show that you are aligned with the company. Okay. Then that's the checklist. If you have those projects in your drive, if you have those projects on your files, just think about those 3 questions. And if you're able to answer at least 2 of those, maybe it means a okay project, a good project. So clear impact, not just layout, but actually process, and if it's aligned with the type of company that you're looking for. So that's my recommendation. Thinking about portfolio. Sounds good? So 5 minutes, just fast. That's my simple key information about portfolio. As I said, today we're not going to be focused on building projects. So that's what I want to show. I have this Notion file. If you want to scan right now, feel free. I will also organize a list of email to send to you. Here I have a lot of information about your projects, comparing how you can be analyzing projects of yourself, how you can get feedbacks for your own as well. It's a document. Take a time to read all of this. I'm going to change a little bit later on because I'm going to be including things that we did here today. So the pages that we do, they're going to be doing other extra links that maybe I'm going to be opening today. I'm going to put in right here. Sounds good? Questions until now? Awesome. Let me see, because I have another one, but let's go for Framer. I'll try to make as more hands-on as possible. It's going to be more like a live demo. I'll be showing my process. I'm going to be using a method called thinking out loud. So I'm going to be thinking out loud. I'm going to be speaking what I'm thinking. And I'll try to build. Probably we're going to have some problems building. So we're going to be trying to fix together. So that's my idea. As the time is a little bit short, we're not going to have a really, I'm going to give you time to work and come back. But it depends how we go. We can build other sessions with a longer time that we can work together. I can give you feedback one-on-one and so on. But today we're going to be starting this series of workshops. So let's go. We're going to talk about process, some plugins, and so on. First of all, that's Framer. If you are a student here or somewhere else, you don't need to have the email at ciccc.ca or at any other university.ca dot. But you can have the Framer for free for 1 year. So mainly how it works, you sign up. Maybe I can even open really quick. Framer Edu. So it's the educational. You can have for free. So instead of paying US dollars, 120, you're going to have for free. And you can use the basic plan. They can launch your portfolio. But the good things about Framer is because even though we are not thinking about educational, Framer gives us the possibility to build whatever we want for free. The only limitation is because we cannot have your own domain, let's say victor.com. If you want to have that, you need to get the educational plan for free, or you can pay, I guess it's $16 per month, and that's how it works on Framer. So if you don't have, create an account. Here I have already my account, and this is the first dashboard that we have. If you see, we have some plans that we can have. So let's say I have one business asking me to build a project. I can build a workspace together. Maybe another business asks me to build as well. We can work in another workspace. So workspace is a place that we can invite people to work together. So if I'm the owner of 2 workspace, maybe in one I have some people, in another one, and we can work together. But I do have access to everything, but you don't have access to everything. That's the idea of workspace on Framer. So I'm going to be starting a new project here from scratch. And once you see, we can see some templates. And I do love templates. They are really good. Framer templates. They're really good. They can help you ideate. They can help you think about possibilities. Maybe you just want a simple website for a friend. Maybe you want a website for a wedding and you want to show and highlight. It's really quick and right away. So I really love to have those possibilities of templates. And if you really love Framer, you can even sell your own templates here. So I'm just going to get the community here, thinking about, let's see, all really quick. I'm going to go just to, let me see, portfolio here. If I filter here, pricing instead of paid to free, we have a lot of possibilities here. Okay, so all of those are free portfolios that we can preview and we can analyze how it works in a really nice way. Okay, Victor, but do you always recommend? Depends. Depends how is your ability using Framer. If you are able to be changing the layout, if you're able to be changing the settings, it's a good way. But depends of how well you are with Framer. Depends. I don't recommend much, but I really love to use. I will try to get some reference and different templates here. So feel free to join later on. But let's go to a blank template. Okay. Let's see if the Zoom is working. Perfect. I would say that we can divide Framer in 3 areas, actually 4, in 3 areas for now. The first one, in this left area here, we have our pages. So think about victor.com. Victor.com/contact is another page. Victor.com events is another page. So here are going to be building the pages. We have the layers that we're going to be talking later on. So we can see everything that we have into a page. So here in layers. And we have some assets. In assets, we have styles. So instead of you be remembering the color code every time, we can save as a style, and we can use everywhere that we need the same color. So in case we want to change the color style, everywhere that we are using this color is going to be changing. I'll try to show as well in a pace that we can some styles and components, vectors, templates, and code. So I would say that this area here, we have access to page, layers, and assets. Here in the top, I would call this second session as an insert session. Why? Because we can insert a lot of things. We have the wiring framer that is one AI framer to help you ideate. It's not going to build your design really nice, but it's going to build a wiring frame. If you don't know what is a wiring frame, it's kind of a sketch, it's ideation, it's a way that we can imagine how deep we can go into a design. So instead of having all the colors, real content, we can be adjusting and improving later on to a real website, to a real project. So wiring framing can help us a lot. I'm not going to be using, okay, right now, but if you just click, you can write down what you want, and it's going to help you ideate, okay, everybody, just to ideate. It's not going to build perfect. And as I said, as we have this insert, we can have a lot of elements that we can be inserting. I'm just going to be inserting some. So for example, navigation, I'm going to be putting here, and now I have this navigation, okay. As I have this navigation that I just added, I can have this plus, that here, if you see we have desktop, it means that this screen size is going to be adjusted for desktop. If I press the plus, we can go for tablet, and another plus, we can go for phone. So if you see, I have three sizes, desktop, tablet, and phone, right here. And if I make any change here, it's make the change in the other ones. Why? Because imagine that desktop is my main place to work, and whatever I work on my main place to work, the other one's going to be replicating it. So that's how it's going to work. I will keep it in this way for today, and we're going to be seeing how it's going to be working. In the plus, I have sessions as well. So maybe I want to add something like this number, so we can see the numbers here. We can have some collections that, whenever you have, just an example here, a product page that you go for a company to buy a product, and you go, there is a photo, title, description, price, more information, all the products related. And if you go to another product, it has the same layout, same structure. So that's how we can manage this. We can even have one full session only about CMS, because we can go deep and discuss about CMS. But I'll keep in the side today. We can have icons. So instead of working one by one icons, like that, just any, we are able to have a full library here directly on Framer. So you don't need to be looking for icons if you want to use a library here. So it helps a lot to keep the consistency. Instead of looking for different icons, different places, they all look different, we try to work in the same community, in the same library. Okay, almost there. In the side, we have media. So YouTube, put it here. I just can come, put the YouTube link here, right here. Whenever we put the YouTube link here, it's going to be launched here. So it brings this possibility as well. If you want to do your video on YouTube, so it's going to be outside of Framer instead of inside of Framer. But we also have the possibility to put inside Framer. What else I can show you from this side? Some interactions here. So yeah, if it's a public link on YouTube, we can put Canva page. What do you mean, like from Canva? We can insert as that's a good one. Maybe we can embed this. Let me see to embed this. Yeah, embed it here. We can embed this. So we need to get the link, embedded link. So usually Canva, Figma, we can get and we put here. So if you have this on your Figma file, it's going to be like as iPhone if you get it. So we can get Figma inside of Framer so people can try the prototype.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's helpful. Helps a lot. I know it looks like a square, but if the link on Framer is a prototype of a phone, here's going to look like as a phone.
Like right now, I always send 3 portfolios, one from Canva with video, one YouTube video, and then my web page. And it's just 3 different links that I think give it fix if I can combine them all in one document.
Would be perfect, right? We can even see together later on. I'm going to open some meetings with some of you. I'll talk about that at the end. Okay, let me see if I can show something else here. Forms, social media, so Google Maps. I'll let you time to play on this field. Just don't worry, you're not going to break anything, okay? Just come, Spotify, play, and see how it's going to look like. You're going to see they have a link. So it's really straightforward. So you put there, and then here, that's the other part I would like to mention, that here is going to be the control place, not the control, the editing place, that if you're not clicking anywhere, I'm clicking here now, I don't see any, so it's blank. But once I click on an element, now I can see the element. If I click on another element, all the settings of the element. So remember, there we can see page layers. We can insert at the top, and here we can edit the element that we are selecting. Okay, we also have grids, layouts, frame, text, if you want. Also some forms and CMS that I already told you about the product page. Awesome, Victor. That's what we have until now. So here read in the 3 sizes. And we come to the final part of the introduction of the of Framer. That we have this space here that you can see that has my name. So if multiple people is joining us, we can see all the names here. Okay, so it's going to be like my name here. And give a little bit zoom so we can see. Let me do different. I will publish, and then we can set a little bit. Clicking publish is going to be the domain here. Magenta spinach. That's the name. It's random. So if you go on Google, Google, if you search for that, you already find it. But let's go to some settings, okay? In my left side, I have domains that we just created domain. Framer for free, let us use Framer domain plus customize it for free. If you want to pay, so you need to upgrade, and you can have existing domain. Victor.com would be an example. So I can insert here, so it's going to be connected. Okay. So as I said, I just clicked published, came to my settings here, and then domain. Now I can change. Let's call CICCC workshop. I'll save. And if you see here is a red CICC workshop.framer.website. It's a red launched. It's here on desktop to phone. Still my framer there. Let's see if it's published. Go my framer site. Okay, I'll give some time to work. Here's the preview. Do you know whenever you send a link to a friend on WhatsApp, I don't know, in the other platforms, that shows a link, a photo, a title, a description? That's what's going to be showing. So as you see, workshop.framer, the framer workshop, and the description. So here, that's where we can change. And we have 5 icons. So that's the little icon that you see on the top. We also can change the little icon. Depending on the time, we also can, what we build, we can change. Social preview, whenever you send on social media, on a message to a friend, that's the image that's going to show up. And if it's Apple, touch icon. So whenever people get your website and save as a shortcut to the iPhone page, that's how it's going to show up as well. I know a lot of people have some protection because of the cases. Maybe it's a company that don't allow you to publish. You also can set the password, but it needs to be a premium account. I guess the education account we're able to do as well. And
On every page, you can set up for different pages, or is it the same?
I didn't use much, but here I'm almost sure we can set for specific places. But if not, it's going to be the main one. That's why whenever you join a link, it's give one. But I'm quite sure we can just go for cases, specific cases. So the home page is open, but specific cases we can protect. I'm not sure. I didn't protect mine, so I didn't try much. But I'm sure we can do that. If not, we can find a way. Google Analytics, if you want to track a little bit more, I know some of you already using that. And now we have some some keys of API that we can be changing. I'm not going to take the whole moment here, but that's really fun because by default, we already have analytics here. So if you try to join the link, CICCC workshop.framer.website, I'm going to be able to see if you're joined here, which page you're using, the countries that you are, devices, so we can track a little bit more. Okay. Okay, everybody. I guess from my settings, that's here that I want to mention. Questions until now? All good? Perfect. Let me just delete this and this. And I'm going to be...
Example that you're showing, is it
Oops.
portfolio? You're developing portfolio?
Yeah, we're going to be developing right now together this homepage of a portfolio. I'm going to use some plugins, so I'll put the links as well. Thank Joy. Let me just try again here because I want to see. Oh, It's still my framer. It's okay. I'm just update. Okay, now it changed it here. So it's framer workshop. That's what I was mentioning. Okay, let's go, everybody. I saved some links here because whenever I want to look for a good portfolio, there are a lot of different places, but I really recommend you using bestfolios.com/home. That's where I like to use. Oops. bestfolios.com/home. I really like. It's kind of a community. People are viewing more, voting more, and we can see what people is liking the most. And if you see portfolios, we have a lot of different portfolios from students to big tech companies to small business. So it's for everybody. It's not just like famous people here. You're gonna see students, everybody, okay?
And this is for inspiration?
Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Everyone don't actually know what design-wise is the best. It's more like what you think is the best you would choose.
Here, I would, for example, if I'm designing mine, I like to look for what has the same similarity with me. So let's say if I like hand drawing, let's just use an example. Okay, one here. I would be opening a lot of different 5, 10 portfolios in the same style of hand draw. I'm gonna open this one for later. Let's say this one. I'll just get one more here. Maybe help me find one. I don't know, keep this one. Here, what happened is, it comes saying where people used to be. So internet Netflix, so nice. And we can at the end click open portfolio website. So here's the real website. I'll keep this one for later. I'm just gonna open one more. That's enough. And my idea is as using as reference to see how the same style of design of my style of design or designing page itself, how they are writing about me, so I can read the difference. So it's more like as a competitive analysis. There you can be analyzing what people is doing, good or bad, in their website. So I also do the same. So if you're not in the industry for now, I would recommend you to. So you can see what people in the industry they're working right now, they're having as a portfolio. Or you can just go on your LinkedIn and people that you know work in a place they wanna join the same company one day. I would be looking how they write down the LinkedIn portfolios, because who was hiring behind wasn't that company, and they hired those people. So maybe having the same mindset of process, of showing case, probably would be a good fit for that. So that's my suggestion for you on that case.
If you have a company you want to work for, you look who's working there and you look where they worked before and see if you can find portfolios from there.
Kind of, yeah. So let's say you want to work at Cornerstone. So you see people working at Cornerstone, the portfolios, how they are showing case, their LinkedIn, how they're posting. So you know that people that hired those people at Cornerstone, if they see you in a similar way, if you want that way, it's going to be a good match for you probably, or at least they're going to have some connections with you instead of you have something totally different. But if you really want to have one specific focus, as I said, one of the 3 rules would be that example. So Bestfolio is a really nice one. And for today, I want to play in this website, okay? I want to get this website here. I don't know that person, but just because it's simple, and I guess in 1 hour, I'm going to be able to show and rebuild that page. So we can play on that. Sounds good? My idea is going to be getting this guy. His name is Owen Huddock. It's public project here. And I want to see if I want to rebuild that one, how can I rebuild that one? Sounds good? First of all, plugins, Victor. My first plugin that I recommend is this one. Oops. Fonts.ninja. Okay, fonts.ninja. Open that. Second one. Oops, not now. Wait. Maybe I save it here. csspaper.com. So you can see pepper.com. Paper. Okay, Victor, how does both work? Don't worry, I'm going to be sending all of those information by email at the end of the event. I'm just going to be organize the Notion file and send you back. So I love those two because whenever I want to analyze a document, a website of someone, I can analyze. Let me see if that person here, if they're using Framer. So I have this Framer check, and I can say that this website is a Framer page. So that designer is using Framer. So we know it's Framer. And Victor, what does it do? First one, Font Ninja. Once I click, it's going to analyze which fonts that person is using. Just because I want to make similar, I'm not going to make it perfect, same, but I'll make some similarity. So I can see that here, here he's using Figtree, and he's using that size, that color. We can analyze a little bit better. Let's see here. So he's using different ones, just regular. Here, Figtree, mainly it's Figtree, and I'm gonna maybe using Inter here instead of this one.
Is it more like a browser extension?
Is a browser extension. If you go on the website here, font.ninja, we can add, if you go to, wait, get our extension. So it's an extension. So you're gonna go here, automatically it's gonna be adding to your browser. Google, Mozilla, I use Braver. They're all connected in a way. So that's the first one they're gonna be using. And the second one is gonna be CSS. Why, Victor? Because here I can analyze same headings, body here, the colors. Okay, so I can see the colors and I can see the assets. So as I want to replicate kind of, I'm gonna probably getting some assets here. So I'm gonna be exporting all. Let's create a new file here. Workshop assets. Okay. Okay, that's the workshop. Okay, now I have all the assets that that person is using in the website, just because I want to replicate it. Okay, that's what I have for now. Let me take a screenshot. Oops. Screenshot. Oops. Let's take a screenshot of that. Let me go back to Framer. I'll put it outside. Okay, let's work on that. I will be showing my process of designing. I always try to design in 3 places. First one, in my pages here, layer, sorry. I'm gonna have one framer. I press letter F, and I just click here. It's a frame, if you see. Okay, just a frame, simple. I'm gonna be adding the layout, clicking here in the layout. So I'm gonna be saying to this frame, they have a lot of flexibility. And I'll try to, as we have a short time, I'll try to show everything that I can in a short time. We are recording, and at the end, I'm gonna be opening my agenda for you guys to talk to me as well. So we can talk one-on-one and I can help you directly. Some suggestion, feedback. But I have a frame that I'm gonna add a layout. And this one's gonna be my header, okay? I'm gonna be changing my width here to fill. So I want this to grow, fill, in my width here, fill. Okay. I'm gonna duplicate. I can do right button, and then I can duplicate, or I can use the shortcut, Command D. Duplicate, duplicate. Why, Victor? Because here I have my body, And here I have my footer. So I have more flexibility if I organize my header, my body, and also my footer in 3 places. And you're going to see that we can organize by section, slow by slow. That's how I like to organize. And on my desktop, the height here, I'm going to fit the content. What do you mean, Victor, by height fit the content? I'm going to say that if my content inside grows, if I go more text, more images, and more, the layout's going to grow as well. So I want to fit this blue area to my content inside. I'm just going to change the color because now I don't have a color to then here, view. So you're going to see what I mean. Desktop, fit content. Okay, it would be on Figma, hug. Yeah, would be the hug on Figma. Tell me.
This is a little bit unrelated, but so I don't want
It's okay.
but it just occurred to me, like, I think I'm a little bit thrown by the structure. So layers is where you're gonna be, like, you have to create a new page with all 3 viewports every time and then connect the pages. I think those tabs are throwing me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
layers, I don't know.
Okay, I'll explain you. Let me just fit this content here.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be here. So in that case, if this one is bigger, the outside grows. That's the idea. So if I have more content, bigger it gets. Okay, about here. Imagine this as Figma, for those who use Figma or Canva. I'll try in a way. As a frame, and inside I'm just having 3 frames as well, but I'm applying auto layout. The auto layout on Figma is this layout. Okay, let's try together. So here I'm just saying desktop, tablet, and phone as a port view, as the view. And inside, I could also not have this. I could just do manually, like, let's say, here would be a header. Oh, let me just change here. Not fit. This would be a header. This would be a photo. As I have auto layout, let me remove. Would be a photo, would be a text, description, and so on. I could, but as I like to organize, I always like to organize header as 1 frame, content in the middle, and then footer. But inside of the content, that's body, I'm going to be adding, for example, hero section. That's going to be my photo. Hi, I'm Victor Dantas, just an example. And then my projects, know more about me, my experience, and then footer. So in this middle, I organize all my content of my portfolio. That's how I think about the layout. Does it start making a little bit sense?
But is this still the same 1 page? What does it say on your page this time?
Yeah, this one's only 1 page.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I'm in the home.
right, so if you hypothetically created a long home page with all this content you're talking about, but then you actually wanted, let's say, 3 separate pages for 3 separate case studies, I guess I'm wondering, you have to recreate those viewports on a new page and then link them all, right?
No and yes.
Okay.
If we have,
'Cause this is home. Look like
Yeah.
this is home, right?
yeah, let's say we have 1 page saying case 1, right?
Yeah, perfect.
And then another page, case 2. That's what you're saying, right?
Automatically embedding, right? Or sort of linking.
Not yet. We could link, let's say, this one to that page. We can link. I'll let those here. I'm not going to delete. But instead of creating all those layers again, as I just did here, header, body, and footer, in the assets, could be for another moment as well, everybody, we could have a template. So the template means what? For example, new page template. So every new page, I'm going to always have header, a body, empty, and a footer. So I don't need to redo. So we can build that in that way as well.
And when you were adding those extra pages, it was automatically putting that slash, right? Like kind of
Yeah, automatic. Yeah.
It's nesting them automatically.
Automatic. Yeah, I don't need to. But you can change.
You can make them
You can change as well how you want here. So the pages you can play a little bit on this page how you want. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's keep on the home. We have the layers of the home, and we have the assets. There again, we can do the template. So if I have a new template, I'm going to be adding, for example, here. Let's read. Create a new layout template for reusable navigation. So header, footer, so the footer. We can also have a frame inside of the body and more. So whatever you want. So select a breakpoint to apply. So we can have templates that we would take a little bit more time on that. For now, I want to play building this page together. I can, Victor, you can do that together. Just think about time. Let me just go back. I'll just keep my 3 pages here. So I have desktop, header, body, and footer. Okay? Let's go for the header. If you see, we have a photo of that person here, title, open to work, home, projects about, and a button here. Let's rebuild those 3 elements. Okay? The photo can be a frame, and the frame imagine as on Figma as a frame, or imagine as a div, or imagine as an element. That could be also from here. Okay, if you don't remember, Victor, how can I create a frame? You can go there and click on frame. Let me click for you, and we can build here. But I know we get used to, just press letter F, F of frame. I press letter F, see it's gonna change. Let me just give a little bit more zoom. Okay, that's what I have. If I just build in that way, I have a lot of flexibility. But if I press letter Shift, it's going to build in a resizing together. So if one size is resizing for just the word, the other one's resizing. So let's say that this one is 42, maybe. Okay, that's 40 here. Here I have the option to change. So I just click this, changing. Didn't do much. That's what I have. And Victor, what about text? If F is for frame, T is for text. Thank you. So I'm going to say Owen Hodak. Okay, I have the name. I'm just going to put his name that time. And we have, I don't think I can use here. Okay, he's using that. I'm going to be using Inter. Okay, maybe I have just. Let's see if we have this. So, see what I'm going to be doing. Here we have all the layers. Inside, actually outside, because it's not inside. We have frame. That's going to be this frame, and we have the text, Owen, okay? I'm going to click on the text because I want to customize the text. I don't want black like this. I want white. So if I scroll down, I can create styles as well. I'm not going to be creating it right now. It's going to be just white. Maybe I'm going to be using some time, so I'm going to create a new style actually. New style, white, okay? Just for now, everybody, just for the context of education. And Inter, as I said, I'm using 14. That's what I have. Victor, but we need to put together. They cannot be alone. I have a command that I press Shift, letter A. What does it mean? I'm grouping together into a frame using, she's not here, using the stack, okay? Let me just show you. Right button, I'm allowed, I can add into a frame. Okay, it's here into a frame. And right button, going back, I can select both, and I also can add to a stack. So we have frame and stack, 2 different things that I'm going to explain right now.
My question is if the Shift A is the same as auto layout.
Yeah. So I'm going to be adding a stack. Stack is the same as auto layout on Figma. For those who know how to use Figma, that's the stack. So if I do Shift A, that's the same as well. Okay, so it can be here, it can be frame, not frame for now, is stack. Okay, Victor, why did you build a stack? Now I can talk a little bit more about this panel here. Once we have a stack, we have a lot of flexibility. Okay, I know it's really technical, guys. For now, hopefully we can get it. We can do it together. If not, multiple sessions are going to come, and we can think about different layouts. So in the stack, I have direction that I can change horizontal to vertical. I'm just changing like this, so I can be changing. If this is big, I also have the distribution. So starting, start, at the end, or at the center. So that's the distribution. Also the alignment at the top, bottom, center. Okay. And now wrap right now, we have the gap. So the gap is the space between the elements. Now we only have 2 elements, if you see. We have a frame, that's going to be the photo later on, and you have the text. So the space between one and another is going to be, as we call, a gap. Okay? Let's go, let's go. I'm just going to do 24 just to see. Too much? 12. Victor, but what about if I don't want to have one specific space between? Or I don't want to have a specific gap. I want more space between the elements. The space will grow as well. We have in the distribution what we call space between. So if we have one space like this and we have a photo and a text, the bigger the frame is, the more space between is going to be. So it's automatic calculated. Let me just click here for you to see. Space between. So the bigger, more space, less space they go. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be using the 8 here. That's what I want. And we also go about almost time editor. The positions here. Who uses Figma here? Well, let me know. Who knows how to use Figma? No much. You know, Jamie. She's my student, so I know she knows. Okay. Who never used Figma before? So I can see. Okay. Okay. Let me show something here. As I have this outside space, and imagine all the time I need to be changing manually. Let's say I need to be always changing here, and if my name is bigger, it's going to be like this, and I need to change again. Oh, now more space. No, my name is actually bigger. So all the time manually, it's going to give me a lot of work. So what I'm going to be doing is in the stack. So here is the width here. This size, width, I can change to fit. For those who use Figma, we call hug on Figma. If you never use, so here is going to be fit. Name fit actually is easier to get, but hug is also pressing. So it means that this blue area that I selected is going to fit the content. So more content, bigger will be. It's kind of like as a hug. If I'm hugging someone really small, okay. If it's someone's bigger, so I need to get more space. That's the same. Fit content, and it's going to be organized. So the more content I have, automatically it's going to be reorganizing. Okay? Let me just delete this person's name. So that's the size. And also I can change fit here. So it's going to be fitting the height. So okay, so that's the fit. So we already have that person. I can be using the photo right here in the fill. So this frame, there is a circle. I can add a fill that can be a color, or can be a video, or can be a gradient. I'm going to be adding a photo here. Now let me see if I can find workshop. Okay, let's see if we can find that person photo. Maybe that one. Maybe that one, right? Okay, that's the guy here. Once we have a photo, we have what we call position here. Center means the photo is aligned to the center, but maybe you want to have one focal point. So in the focal point, you can say, hey, his eyes are going to be the focal point. So the photo is going to be aligned in the eyes. See before, after. So I'm aligning the eyes into the middle. Sounds good? Okay. Chocolate box. I used to have this with the cell phone. Rings, chocolate box. Okay, that's what I have here for now. I'm going to keep them that way. Let's run a little bit. I have home, project, and about. 3 elements. As they are one group, Shift A. Remember, Shift A. So Shift A. They organize. I can change the space between 24, 48. Shift A. I guess it's going to be grouping. The idea of the difference between a group and a stack is mainly the possibilities of adjustments, right? It's like auto layout and a group on Figma. We can change the paddings. If it's an auto layout, we can change the space between, alignment. So mainly I use stack to be easier to manage later on. So manually would be here, add stack. Okay. Space between, I can change here. Okay, I already told you that. The space, the content inside is hidden because the outside is not hugging. So as I want to hug, I'm going to use a fit. So see, stack, width here, fit content. Okay, getting better. I'll keep it that way for now. And we have a button. So now we can talk about components as well. That button we have resume in the color black. Maybe this one I would just put sampled. Maybe just medium. Okay. And if you see, we have one icon. The icon I can get from here. Icons. I can get from here probably. And I can change this icon to improve the visibility. I'll click here. So here is just like how we can change theme for light mode and dark mode here at the bottom. Hope you can see. If not, I can give a more zoom so you all can see. Oops. Here where we can change. So light mode and dark mode. Just because I want to make clear the background. So change. Okay, Victor. Too big, no? Yes. So let me change here for 12. Maybe too small. 16. Okay. That's what I have right here. Right now, I'll change this icon to an arrow. That's going to be this arrow. And I'm going to group both together. Shift A again, or right button, add stack. Why again, Victor? Because here I can do feet, that's what I have, and I can add the spacing. So from the border to my content, there is one space here and here. So here is where we're going to be adding the space. If we are using CSS here, Pepper, we can analyze, let me just move here. We can analyze this button. So if you see, I can see that the spacing, the padding here is 10. Looks like so small, but anyways, 10 and 24. That's what he's using. Let's click in the text here. Actually, it's different. That's showing different. Actually, it's 24 and 16. That's the size that they're using. We can analyze in that way. I'm going to do 24 and 16, so I will be analyzing that way. So see, padding, I can change right here, and I can say the top, right, bottom, and left. So we're gonna do 24, 24, 16, 16. Let's do. So top, I'll do 24. What's 24? Right? I already forgot. Yeah, no, 24, 24. Top 16, right, 24. Bottom 16, 24. Victor, but I don't see anything. It's because we don't have a fill in this one, and we can add a fill. Let's add a fill together. Fill, it's in white. I'll change back my mode so we can see better again. I know it's not the same. Maybe this one can change to the other one. I'm using the ring. So here, I'm going to just use a little bit, maybe less, 4. And that's the button. Maybe this one just a little bit bold. Okay, that's enough. Doesn't need to be perfect. Let's see if that it has any hover. Okay, hover. Victor, how can we create this component just for a hover? Component is going to be right button, create a component. Why? Because I want to create this animation of once I pass my mouse on top of it, change to a gray color. Once I leave, go back to white. So that's what we call hover. I'm hovering. That's that spot. So create component, and I'm going to call button resume. Okay, that's the button. Here comes the secret. Hover. So I click here in the very end after clicking create component, and hover is going to be the spot, and I'm going to click in hover. Here, hover, we have hover already, so we can make the change. So instead of white, I just make a little bit light gray. That's the only thing that I'm going to do. Victor, I want a nice animation, so I'm just going to increase here the time to 6. So the transitioning from white to gray is going to take 0.6 seconds. Actually, we can make 0.5. And I'm going to reduce 0.5. And we can add preview. This button here. That's how it is, okay? Sorry?
Does it come with AI? So whatever you did now, can you do it with prompting?
We can. There's one AI inside of Framer that can help us a lot, and I'm going to be using for here, this area, that we call here, workshop. There's one AI inside of Framer called workshop that we can build components. So a button, image that has a nice hover, maybe you want to have a slider, maybe you want to have a ticker that's like moving a name. So we have a lot of flexibility using the workshop AI of Framer. I can click here right now, and I can say, build a button that has a hover. I want to be able to change the main and hover color. Okay, that's it. I'm just going to send here right now. I want something simple, so it's not going to take time. And workshop is mainly for building components using AI. Thanks for the question. They can show that feature as well. It's building here. Workshop. It's here. This one here.
Price for that, or like is there a limit?
No, it's free. That one.
You just keep it at least cost.
Yeah, there is no credit limit for Framer, and you can sell. I'm going to show as well. Hopefully we have time. Yeah, we can sell. I'll show that one. So let me see if I see, where is it? Over here. Okay. So the AI create this. So if you see here, add it in workshop, was the one that we just created together. And say main color is white, text is black, hover is light gray. So we can see here. That's the same idea. And here I can change the content. Resume, for example. So we have that. So it's built by AI, but we also can build, it's a simple component, so I wouldn't use AI, but if you want something more complex, we're going to be using it. Okay, everybody, I'll try to run a little bit from this. We're going to have the header now. So we have 3 elements on the header, if you see. Photo and text, 3 main elements here, and resume. We will select all 3, Shift A. Oops. I'm not selecting. Stack. And now I can add to this stack. Yeah, selected there. Then put here. So if you see I have my header, I don't need this one, because this one's already the header. So again, header, that's where I have our header. Let me remove the color of this header, wait. Because actually it's black gray. So this frame here, the color is going to be black, which is a dark gray. And you have this. Okay, Victor, but if you see this header, everybody's so close together. So in that way, we can set, because as I want this screen to change the size to be responsive, I don't like fixed like this. So this header, see header, the width here, we have fixed, so don't change. Relative, I'll show, is the percentage of the screen. Fit content, you guys saw, is the hug, and we have the fill as well. I'm going to do the fill, so say this space, this header is going to grow the more we have space. So if I do fill, say poof, okay. So if I play here, it's there. Nothing's changing yet, but it's there. What we can do now is the space between. So we have distribution, space between. So the more space we have, more space between the elements we have. Space between. I don't want that height. So in my right, I'm going to use 92. In my left, 92 as my size. So if you see, now that's how it works. Okay, let's keep in the one for now. I would like to show you all this. We can show if we have time, but I want to play a little bit in the main content. I know the time is constrained, so once we are teaching, discussing a little bit, but let's go for this main content as the header is here. I'm not going to play much in the header now. That person has this component, and it's really nice, different. Has a name, description, not much. On Figma, on Framer, sorry, we have, I'm going to get this one. We have the marketplace. Let me just go back there. So the name is Framer Marketplace, and we also have components. So let's get one component together. Component, and we also have see all. Check it out. We have maybe, let me get one here. Interaction. Okay, here we have free and paid. Let me get the paid ones. So that's what I'm saying. You can do on Workshop, and you can sell here. So whatever you build on Framer, you can sell. Maybe you can create one template of a nice design for a school, and other people that like your style, they can buy. And you also can sell components. So let me try to see one component that was made on Workshop. Okay, see? Made with Workshop. So that person, 2 weeks ago, made in Workshop, and people, 1.2K, installed that. And the price is really cheap, that one, I guess. $1, very nice. 1,200.
I wonder how much Framer pays.
That's a good question.
Just workshop stuff that you can sell here?
No, and you also can make by yourself and sell. It can be the full frame screens itself. That's going to be $25 more. But let's say this one's just this. Actually, if you see, I'm going to show a secret here. If you got this one, oops. If I copy this content here, and if I go to my workshop, I can ask that. And let's say it's building. So probably it's going to be the same. You're going to notice that. As that person was using Workshop, I'm using Workshop, and I'm not going to pay $1. Can be.
So the marketplace, when you sell like templates that you created using other tools.
Yeah, but now you need to be a Framer creator. So the idea is you try to build some screens, some pages, and then you need to submit a request to Framer. So they're going to analyze the websites that you created. They're approving. You're able to sell. And yes, you can sell all of the pages. Also, whenever you have a client and you transfer to a client, and that client buy 1 year of Framer, you receive a percentage as well. Because like people is buying because of you. That's the idea of Framer as well. But you need to be this Framer creator as well. Sounds good? Okay, let me try to run a little bit. I'm not going to get this one. I'm going to get another component here that maybe can be for free. I like the one I was checking earlier. I like this one. Sorry? Yeah, this one's here free. And I'll change to get this one. But you can play on any. I'm just going to get this one and copy component. Once I copy, if I go back to my frame, I can paste, and it's here. Okay, a little bit bugged because of the photo. Let me get one photo. Oops, sorry. Let me get one photo. I'll try to get this guy photo. Okay. So if we play, we see that this is already working. I did a build. That's what I did. And let me see as well the one that we did here on Workshop. That's the one on Workshop. Front. That one, back. Let me get this one. And let's play again. Okay. So yeah, almost the same. So the other one's flipping in. Yeah, we can change. So we can say, please, I want the flip horizontal, vertical. So I have this flexibility. So now the same for $1 we could have for free. So it's already built. And this one is the other one. But let's make it simple. I'm gonna get this one. Let's run. And I'm gonna get that person information here. I'll create here text. It's here. Not much. Let me just change this background for now for us to see a little bit better. See, let's see how we have. We have header, okay, body that has a text, full text, and this photo. I'm gonna group those two together as a stack. And I don't want like this. I want the photo at the top, the content at the bottom. So we can change the direction. So I'm selecting this blue area, 1, 2 component, 2 elements. I'll change the layout. I'll change. I want the photo at the top. Here, let's organize better. I'll delete here, I'll delete here. I'll put just adding the text. I'm not doing much. Let's see how it is. It's aligned to the center. This one, I can align to the center. Is the alignment here, center. We can change this card size here. width here, I'll make fixed so I can change a little bit. And I'll align to the center so everybody's here. That's the only thing that I did. Let's see. That's it. But the color is black. So actually I can remove this view is, sorry, the body here, remove the color. Oh, I have another color, remove. Okay. This color here, I'll put white because I have a style. Let me remove this style. Okay. White. This gray, I'll change to a lighter gray. I'll keep it that way for now. The height, the width is fixed, the height is fixed, because we have one more space here. Okay, that's all we have. I also can do different. I can remove this text, we can paste here, and we can select both together, so I have more control over it. I'm just gonna make this one fixed as well, make smaller, and change back to gray. Okay, align to the center, sorry, yeah, okay. That's what I want, because if you notice, this one doesn't change the text size. It's not fill, it's fixed. So the same way I'm gonna be doing this one. Okay, just changing a little bit, I can change, maybe because of the desktop. Okay, everybody. Here I will increase the space between. I can do 64, and I will do this one fit, and I will add some paddings in the top and the bottom so we have more space. Top 32, bottom 32. Okay, so that's what we have for now. Okay, that the person name, the phone. We need to change later on the header, but the main content is okay. Okay, we don't have much time. Let's try to do really quick this. Can you accelerate a little bit? Sorry, maybe because we have more goings and ons. And I'll just do this. We're gonna have, think together with me. We're gonna have this header, one element. We're gonna have this whole content that has a photo, this description here, maybe the company, time to read, and the title of it, but has the same style here and here. So probably because it's a component. So maybe let's just do this. I'll create this here component. Has a nice hover if you analyze the website. This hover, we also can do really quick. And then I'm gonna open time for us to discuss a little bit. Let's go here. We have something like this. I'll take a screenshot. Okay, everybody, almost there. For my favorite projects, and again, let's see which fonts they're using. Figtree. Figtree is really nice. For my favorite projects, they're using Figtree. Oops, not here. Figtree. This size, let's analyze. 42 pixels in white. to the bottom. Oops. We have it here. And those two, I stack. Okay, Victor, let's organize. I like this in the center. But if you want to do it as he's doing, we can say that this one is all aligned. Oops, let me get this stack. Is aligned to here. So we can organize. And this other stack as well. So that's how it's going. And those two stack, we can change to, instead of fixed, we can fit. Okay. So that's what we have right now. Right? Instead of fixed, I'll do fit, no, fit content, no. Maybe, yeah. Oh, fit content, okay. So that's what I have right now. Let's change this to a photo. I'm gonna get a photo that we have of that person. I'm gonna get this photo. And looks like this, right? I get this. I'll copy those two. And let's build together here. We have this stack that I'm gonna, in the body, there's like hero, section. I'm gonna duplicate. My body, I don't want horizontal, I want vertical. And I'm just gonna delete those two here. And I'm gonna paste what we made and copy and paste what we made here. Sorry, everybody. That's what we are having. But let's build this one as a component, okay? This stack here, that I'm gonna be calling it project, I can come and create a component. So whenever I hover, I want the image to change. So how can we make it? Hover, but the image, here comes the secret, image. Here, we can have the transformation. So the transformation is called scale. So once I hover, the image is gonna scale. So actually, I'll try in that way because I could put a frame, the image inside of a frame. I'll try to do directly. So scale comes here. I'll do 1.05, maybe 0.7, a little bit. So if we go back, let me just try to play here. Okay, but it's cut in there because this image is not into a frame. I'm gonna add into a frame, maybe into a stack as well. So let me see if I need to change something else. Okay, we can change something. Once we have an image inside of a stack and the image is overlaying the stack, I need to tell the frame that, hey, don't allow anything go out of the stack, okay? Let me just change here the overflow. Why? Because I don't want anything overflowing that. So I'm gonna clip, I'm gonna cut. What is coming outside, I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna stop from here. So that's the image. I can make it slower if we go to the spring here, the transformation. So I would increase the time to 0.7. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, maybe better. Okay, Victor, almost to finish. I want to change the image, I want to change the name of the company, I want to change the time, and I want to change the title. That's how we can make a component. So the component needs to have variants. So element that's going to change depending on the project. So let's build those together. Wherever you see this plus is because we can make this variant. Let's make it really quick here. So photo, I'm going to make this one as a variant. So fill, create a variant, image. So it's going to be image, see? This one, I'm going to call this one, this text, content, create variant as, let's say, company name, the time, same content, create variable plain text, so time to read. And the last one, almost there, everybody, we're gonna create a title. Title, okay. So next time that I come to this project and I duplicate, I'm gonna select those two together into a stack. Why? Because I want to change the position. I want like this. Okay, let's organize this. I'm gonna make those two projects instead of fixed few. And I'm gonna be adding into my body, because I didn't, a padding to the right, 92, and to the left, 92. Space between here, we can increase if you want, 48, just for now. And let's see what we have here. That's all I have. Victor, now you create some variants. How can I change? Don't double click, okay? Go back, click where you want to change here, and you're gonna see this. Photo, company name, time to read, and revolution. Let's change really quick, and I'll let you guys go soon. I'll get this one. Name, Cornerstone. I know it's not. Let me say 12 minutes. Revolution, students, and a heart here.
Really quickly ask,
Yes.
what you're doing, is it behaving the way you like on mobile? Can you
On mobile? Let's see.
break it up and like do something custom for mobile? Like
Yes,
okay.
100%. So how does it work? On desktop is a pattern, but if you change on, is like the main content. But if you change in the phone, only the phone is going to be changed. Let's change right now because we cannot use that.
Yeah.
Let's change there. So if you see in the phone, I cannot use 92, 92. In the phone, I use 16, 16 as the borders here. This content, I'm not going to be using that way. I'm going to use in vertical. So I have two. And maybe that's it for now. I could change the text here.
You can change each of them independently without them messing, like affecting each other too much if you wanted to.
Yes, but if you change here, don't change here. But if you change in the desktop, change in the other
So
ones.
that's what you're saying, desktop is the rule?
Yeah, it's the rule. So it's kind of like the usually is
Yeah,
mobile first,
yeah.
but I know we kind of can change as well. But
Okay, cool.
that's how it goes. Let me just play here so we can see as well in the phone. Yeah, we have it here as well. So that's how it would be. We're not playing much, everybody, on styles. So we can change, for example, by style, a header. Let's say it's 48 on desktop and 32 on mobile. So it's automatic. We can change the paddings. So 92 I like to use on desktop and 16 I like to use here. So we can do as well. Can be 24 here in the tablet. So we can set specific constraints to different sizes. But really quick, that's how it would be. And I could just be like duplicating this stack if I wanted, and I would have more projects and so on. But to finish this one, we can have one more thing. Because what about if I want to click to go to another page? Let's come here, everybody. Link to. I'm going to make this one as a variant as well. So link it to a create variable. In a new tab, yeah, no. No, yes, I'll make yes for now. Oh, no. So here, now I can say, this one's gonna go to, I don't have more pages. No, yeah. Example 1 that has a rectangle here. Let's make this one go to example 1. So if we play and I click, I go to the example 1. That's how we go. And doesn't matter if it's here or there.
Sorry, did you make a page for example one?
Yeah, so here's a page. Example 1. and home. So the idea is to be making this as a template. So we have always header and footer, and that's how we go. Okay, I know time is really short. The idea is to keep as a series so we can go together. We can go on your style, we can go on your layout, and we can have more one-on-ones. And that's the overview of Framer. We have a lot of possibilities. We have components, we have styles, templates that we can go deep. We have CMS, we can launch, and now I can publish, so you can try. If you want to try, just CICCC workshop.framer.website, so you can see. I know the header is broken. We could create a header as well on phone. So you click and show a menu. We can do that. So now that's what we have for now, okay? We could play more, but for our time, that's what we could do. And let me go here to this. I have some spots, but I guess only 10, but depends how we go. We can change. So my agenda is going to be available for you. If you want to talk to me, it's going to be at 2 p.m. That's how I set the time. It's going to be for everybody. It doesn't need to be inside of Cornerstone. So if you want to just discuss, if you want to talk about something related to design, a portfolio review, maybe you want to show a case study presentation because you have an interview coming soon. Maybe you want to play as a technical interview. So Victor, I have this position and I'm probably going to have an interview. Can you test with me? I can read and I can make possible questions and give you a feedback as well. So any related topic that can help you in your career together with career service, I'm going to be trying to help you as soon as I can. So here, if you read, it's going to be this Let's Talk. And thank you, guys. Thank you. That's it. I try to run. We have 1 hour and 30 minutes on my watch. I'm gonna send this invitation publicly, so anyone is gonna be able to see this project. So today we could play on Framer, creating a component, changing colors, sizings, feel, hugging, fit. But I know we still have a lot of to do. But play a little bit, schedule a call with me. Hopefully I can help you. We're going to be deciding next workshops, and we're going to be sending a survey. So you can even say, hey, I would love to learn more about this, love to learn more about that, and we can organize for you. So Framer related, but but we also want to plan something else that's going to be connected to Cloud Code, Figma, MCP. Thank you. That would be cool. That's the idea.
Yeah, thank you so much, Victor. I think that was a lot of information, but it's great. Great to see you all coming in. I was watching from the back, and it was amazing that what we could make. We will have more workshops coming up, similar or related. We may have something with Lovable coming up, and something with Claude actually. So we'll let you know once those are out. But feel free to connect with Victor. He has a wealth of knowledge. But otherwise, thank you so much for having us here.
Yeah, for my LinkedIn, but it's Victor Dantas. You're gonna find me in there, and please book a call. And I open this agenda for us, so I can help you somehow. Doesn't need to be student, outside as well. If you're on YouTube, try to as well. Can be online and in person. Sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Did you finish?
You wrap up.